As many of you know, that my name is Kevin Brown. If you don't know who I am, by looking at me, my mother is Marjorie Brown. To all of you that are friends with her on Facebook, and to all the family and friends that she's known throughout the years, I'm bringing a very important message for every one of you today about my mother Marjorie.
What's going on with Marjorie?
My mother Marjorie is very sick. She has kidney failure. Her lungs are suffering necrosis, which means part of her lungs are dying, and they can't bring those parts of the lungs back to life. She's suffering from a pneumonia and a superbacteria that she infected at the hospital, or got infected at the hospital by. That bacteria is kicking out all the antibodies and all the treatments out of her system, and is not able to be treated. Currently, she has a ventilated tube in her throat. She is not breathing on her own. Her blood pressure is completely out of whack. She is non-responsive and sedated. She's not in pain, but she's not doing well. We're not going to get any better from this point forward, and you all need to know that.
When did this happen?
August 4th, my mother came to me and said that she felt like she was getting a cold. She asked me for a blanket, and I gave her a blanket that night. On the 5th, she woke me up at 9:30 in the morning, blue as the sky, lips white as snow, and couldn't breathe. From August 5th to current, which is August 26th today of 2021, my mother's been in the hospital for over 16 days. Her lungs look worse than they did when she first got there, and her condition's a lot worse.
What's going to happen?
There have been a couple of choices that have been put forward to us. They're not positive, and they're not that hopeful. My mother can have a tracheostomy, which means that they cut a hole in her neck, a tube in her throat, and she lays in a bed for the rest of her life, sedated, unable to speak or communicate, fully functional, unable to do the yard sales, gardening, the things that she loved. So me and my sister have made a decision that we will not let my mother suffer this way.
What to expect?
What to expect is that my mother Marjorie will no longer be around with us in the coming weeks. As horrible as that sounds, and as unemotional as I look right now, is because I'm trying to be strong for my family, especially with this video, so please forgive me for not crying. But the one thing I do ask you to do is to send your prayers, your wishes, and your last words and requests that I can deliver onto my mother before I see her one last time.
What would your mom want?
My mother would not want to live a life where she laid in a bed, where she was depending upon a tube to feed her, a tube to breathe her, and nurses to assist her and to wipe her daily. This is not what Marjorie Brown would ever want. As her son Kevin, I know this wholeheartedly.
And a message to your mom.
A message from my mother?
Yes.
My mother would tell all of you, from the bottom of her heart, that she loves you, and she loves you all dearly. That there's nothing that you could have done to make it any different. Not to cry for her, not to mourn for her, but to celebrate everything that Marjorie Brown was. To celebrate the life of a woman who brought a man into this world, a daughter into this world, and raised a family. To celebrate a woman who is strong, not at first, but who became horribly independent. To the point where she was able to hold herself up high, learn to drive, and learn to live without the love of her life for 3.5 years. My mother's message to you would be, live your life with love. And if you're smoking, stop it now. Kick it out of your system and stop it. Go get your lungs checked, worry about your loved ones, and realize the person next to you is more important than you ever realized. This is for my mama. For all of my friends and all my family and all my mother's Facebook friends, I'm going to post this to her page. And this will be the last post on Marjorie Brown's page ever. It will be the last post for my mother on my page forever. It will be the last post that I put for my mother on YouTube forever. So if you can make this go viral and spread the love and let them know that Marjorie Brown touched you in some way and influenced your life, I would love it. My name is Kevin Brown. I'm the son of Marjorie and Alfred Charles Brown. And I'm a proud Brown. I love you all. I hope all of you are nice to each other, good to each other. And remember, my mother loved every last one of you. Thank you.